A lot of people are gonna die. The nuke is all I need.
All right, so we're joined now by Cory Lewis, who's a producer for Mercenaries 2, all the way over from the States in the UK to show us Mercenaries 2. This is the first time we've had a hands-on with the game, I think, right?
First time in a while, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So just tell us about where you're at with the game right now. It's due for release later in the year. Have you hit alpha? Are you kind of polishing right now?
We just hit alpha, and we're now in that point where, exactly, we're just like making it shine. We want it to totally kick ass.
All right, so I mean, there's the lead character here that we see in a lot of the videos, who's like obviously a mercenary, but there's a couple of other characters that we've seen. One of whom I was playing as a female character.
Yeah. Matthias is the crazy Swedish guy, and he's kind of the face of the game in a lot of ways because we have a lot of crazy Swedes, honestly, back at Pandemic, and I think he may be based on a real person. I hope I'm not offending you if I am. But there's also, two other characters. Chris is kind of like the more military tech guy, and then we've got Jen, who's a bit more of a sniper and, female assassin. So it kind of depends on what flavor you aspire to be. You said you played as the female?
Yeah, okay.
That's good.
And you can yeah. I'm in touch with my feminist side. So what can you choose to swap between them during the game, or can you once you pick one, is that it?
Once you pick one, you're locked in for that campaign. Okay. And then for co-op, you can kind of mix and match. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a nice jump off. How does the co-op work? You can just come in whenever you want and just play with whoever.
It's amazing, actually. It's totally seamless. It's not a different mode. It doesn't like change your objectives or what you can do, and it also doesn't kick you out. So you're just cruising along, doing your missions, and you get a notice that says, "Hey, Cory wants to come and join you," and you say yes. Next thing you know, you hop in the vehicle as a gunner, and you're just off to the races together. Okay. So it's really seamless, and it doesn't affect you except just for fun, basically.
Okay. I mean, the open world scenario obviously has a lot of different areas and different kind of factions within the game. How's it going to work with like loads of different people? Like, is there 5 different factions in the game, and how are you going to play all those against each other?
It's pretty crazy trying to balance all that. There's 5 plus a 6th Venezuelan army, actually. So there's a pirate faction, there's a guerrilla faction, and then you have the U.S. and China, and you've got this Universal Petroleum, which is like a shiny American corporation, and they drive the steel-plated SUVs, and each one has its own flavor, and they all have their own objectives and what they want you to do for missions. And it's kind of is a fine balance. It's up to the player. Like, if I do this job for the guerrillas, I'm totally going to piss off these guys, and these guys are pissed, and they want me to do this, so I better not do that. And it's kind of it's a fine balance. But at the end of the day, it's all about blowing stuff up. Like, as long as you blow stuff up, that's all that matters.
So which part of the map are you going to start out in, and where are you going to explore from there? What's going to be kind of like the final unlockable area of the map?
Don't want to give too much away, but I'd say if you look off to the northeast, that's where you're going to end up kind of exploring the last. You start out kind of in the southwest, which is where you form your base. You take over a mansion, and that becomes your private military company. That's where you stockpile all your weapons and vehicles, and you kind of expand out from there, and you discover other factions as the map expands.
Okay. I mean, when you release Mercenaries, the first game, obviously open world games were becoming kind of in fashion, and now it's a really competitive area. How do you think Mercenary 2 is going to fit into the overall picture in that respect?
Pretty solid, actually. It's one of the few, if not the only one, that's focused on just pure action, destroying things, and a lot of them are very social, and there's other kinds of focus. And for us, we just wanted you to be able to do anything you want in the game. So if you see something, not only can you buy it, you can steal it, but you can also just blow it up. Like, you can detonate anything in the game, and that's a huge selling point for an action fan, to just get in and have fun blowing stuff up.
Okay. I was, I mean, obviously the destructibility aspect of it is quite a big part of the game, and I was talking to the guys, the Red Faction developers, and they were saying that destruction's really coming in now. But they mentioned your game, and in fact, the way and the way that there was kind of the models collapse a little bit, and it's not. I mean, how would you react to that?
I would say our focus is obviously there's a balance between how much destruction you want to put in it just for the sake of destruction, and then how much that destruction affects gameplay, and how much it affects your sense of heightened enjoyment of that destruction. And I feel like we've really found that balance where when something destroys, you feel like it just went down. And the inner workings may not be that every piece has physics and crumbles to the ground, but you got that sense of, I destroyed something. And likewise, we've taken that tech, what that frees us up to do is focus and spread that technology horsepower into other areas that overall creates a world that's extremely rich and not just focused on one aspect necessarily.
So have you nailed down a final release date yet?
Yes, and I have to confess, I'm here in the UK. I know the US date is August 31st.
Okay.
I believe I'm so focused on that earlier date. I believe for you guys it's like a couple days after. But it's right there next August 31st.
And have you kind of got any idea for post-release kind of schedules around?
Yeah, we do have plans for other content. Obviously, like the standard line of we don't have any plans to announce, but yes, for sure, we'll definitely be supporting it in the not too distant future.
Okay, all right. Well, we look forward to seeing the finished game. All right, thanks.